Welcome to the Uncle Hack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
Welcome to another episode of the Uncle Hack Podcast. Here we are back in the booth. Back in the booth. How fun is this? Everybody's having a good time out there, aren't they? I went out and sat in public, had a coffee, right? Went and had a coffee, sitting downtown Edmonton, having a lovely time. And everybody just wants to talk about their political stance on the virus, you know? Like, I'm sitting there, I'm laughing at some crackhead, right? That's what I do. I laugh at the less fortunate. I like to punch down because everybody feels like we need to be punching up. You got to punch up. No. I like to look at people that are that I like to think are below me, really point down, laugh at them, kick them while they're down, you know? It's fun. It's fun for the whole family. It really makes you feel good is what it does. Makes you feel better about yourself. You can wake up in the morning and if you're anything like me, you can wake up in the morning, you can feel like, oh yeah, at least I'm not in that guy's shoes, you know? You can take a negative and make it positive. Simple. No, but I'm having a coffee. I'm sitting by myself. I'm just thinking of jokes, writing a little bit, getting out there, seeing the pulse of the public, right? Old woman sitting across from me decides to spark up a conversation. First off, we laugh at a couple people doing some dumb shit out in public, having a giggle. Everybody, we're having a little giggle. And of course, guess what gets brought up? The virus. Let's talk about the virus. Ugh. Can we not? Why don't you show me your fucking snatch, huh? Why don't you whip out the old beef, babe? I know you're a little older. The lips might hang a little lower, but whip her out. All right? That's what I care about. I don't give a shit. Oh, you know, not too many people died from it. I know, and it's a shame. She looks at me like, oh my God, I picked the wrong guy to talk to. I was really hoping. I was like, honestly, I don't really know where to stand politically on this, but I was really hoping it was going to put a dent in the population. A good fucking dent. Not even a dent. If we're going to look at this in terms of a car crash, I was hoping it was going to really write it off, you know? No survivors. End it all. And she goes, what? I was like, yeah, why not? Let's see who really has the toughest immune system. We all like to talk about it. Everybody's running around putting vitamins in their system and seeing what methods they have works. I wish we could have found out which one did. That's a true scientific experiment. And now she realizes that she got into a conversation with the wrong guy. Obviously, I'm sitting there being a sarcastic prick just to make sure that I'm having a good time and nobody else. That's right. Selfish boy over here. I'm having the good time, lady, and you are going to have to sit through this. You may not enjoy this. You're not meant to enjoy this, right? You're not meant to enjoy this. I am. And that's where I'm at. Yeah, I'm not. I did feel bad. She was like, I got fired from my job for not getting the vaccine. That to me is retarded. This is getting silly, isn't it? Here in Alberta, this is how stupid most of the people are. You know, they got enticed to get the vaccine over a lottery. All right. That's how much we love to gamble here. That's how much desperation is in the air for us to get out of the debts that we've created for ourselves, that we're willing to jab ourselves. Now, yeah, okay, here we go. I don't really care who has it or who doesn't, you know. Did I get it? Yes, I did. I did get it, yes. So I'm sterile, and that's why I went and got it. I don't want to make sure I never have fucking kids. And I didn't want to get my sack torched, you know, how they go and you get the vasectomy. Shoot you in the fucking pouch with a laser. That worries me. That worries me. But I will inject myself with some mystery fluid that'll possibly track me if I go AWOL, you know? I'll do that. Just so I can travel to Miami and have some Latino ride my face like Seabiscuit, you know? That's the risk I'm willing to take. And then if I dump one in her, you know, couldn't make her come, so I ate her out, you know? Couldn't make her come, so I had to eat her out. And even if I did fill her up, right? Even if I did dump a fucking truckload in her, she's sterile. Never have to worry. No child support. City boys up. We out here getting it. We out here winning and shit. Yeah. It is funny. Like, this is just out of control. I'm on fucking TikTok last night, right? I hate saying that, you know. It's a fun app. It's a shit show. It's a tire fire. I have a lot of fun on it. But I hate, did you see on TikTok? But I have to explain this way so that way the point gets across for those that don't understand, right? Here in Canada, we have someone running for office, right? This guy is running for prime minister of our country. So for the Americans that are dumb as fuck, that's basically our president. And this guy's doing TikTok trends, okay? He's doing TikTok trends. Imagine that, a world fucking leader hitting the whoa, you know? Hitting the whoa. Trying to collect some votes off these young fucking bucks. This guy's out here doing TikTok trends, running for office. Yagmeet Singh is his name. And I know, as soon as I say that, oh, great, here we go. We're about to get racial up in here. It has nothing to do with race and everything to do about how he presents himself. This is fucking pathetic. You know when you're younger? And you have that one family member that you really look up to? You think they're so cool, man. Like, you're fucking awesome. This guy's the best. Maybe it's an uncle, an aunt, your grandma, grandpa, whoever it may be. In your eyes, when you're a teenager, this person is fucking awesome. And then you grow up a little bit and you hit your 20s, 23-ish, where you get a little older, a little wiser. You can see their personality traits. You understand, like, where they're at in life, which is usually a huge factor on when you judge somebody, and you realize like this person is a fucking deadbeat. You know, that's basically what's happening here. Is this guy is going on TikTok, right? He's going on TikTok, making himself seem cool. He's doing all the young kid trends. So when these kids turn 18, they're like, oh yeah, he's deadly, man. He's deadly. He's out there doing the whoa to fucking Doja Cat. Eat my pussy from the back. Whoa! You know what I mean? This guy's out there doing that. He's out there on a longboard drinking, what do you call it? Fucking cranberry juice like that one Mexican guy did. Copied his trend, you know? This guy's out here doing that. What the fuck? I bet, like, the first thing that when I seen that, I thought, oh my God. No wonder nobody takes this place serious, especially like, it's not like our previous prime ministers and our current one were any better. I'm not sitting here going to be like, well, you know, the conservatives, the fucking liberals. I don't really pick a team in this shit. So I have all the free range to bitch about every single one of them. I'm not going to be like, oh, vote conservative. Oh, you're an Alberta conservative hack. What the fuck were you voting? I don't like any of them. I've tried to express this numerous times, but people are so fucking stupid. They're like, you need to pick a team. No, I don't. No, I don't. What if I want to sit in the bleachers and watch the hellfire? You know? Is that wrong? Is that wrong? Am I wrong for doing that? But like, God almighty. So right now, you got a guy flying around. He got popped for doing blackface, right? Got popped for doing blackface. Slips under the radar on it. He's flying around the world playing dress up. Like he flew to fucking India, dresses up in what was it, like Bollywood garb, out there dancing, doing all that shit. And people are looking at him like, this guy is a fucking idiot. You know, this guy is a complete ass clown. And now the next one up, trying to fucking claim the seat, claim the throne, if you will, is doing TikTok dances. Putin's probably looking at this shit like, Jesus Christ, what a fucking clan of faggots over there. This is a clan of faggots over in Canada. These guys don't have a goddamn clue. Should we bomb them? No, because then that wakes the Americans up. If we start doing some shit to Canada, you know what Canada is? Is the younger brother to an older bully, or to the older brother bully. The older brother bully just like runs the town. He beats the shit out of everybody. Nobody wants to fuck with him. That's America. America is the older brother that beats the fucking snot out of everyone. Doesn't give a shit. Call him racist, I dare ya. He will punch your fucking lights out. He's got missiles for arms. He's got a fucking M16 for a cock, and he's willing to use it anytime, any fucking where. And then there's his little brother. His little brother's a little retarded, right? His little brother's a little retard running around. And when I say that, I don't mean like there's an actual mental disorder that's happening or mental illness, if you will. No, this kid is just stupid as fuck. Stupid as fuck. He got his hands on, he got his hands on a few booklets, a pamphlet, if you will, downtown. Read something about being woke. Hits up all the BLM fucking protests. Then he's like, gets hit for doing blackface because it was cool when he was younger. We're out here. We're like, yeah, man, we smoke pot. What are the older brothers like? Nah, I chug whiskey and I fuck whores with fake tits. What do you guys do? Well, we believe women should be able to grow out their armpit hair and claim whatever gender they want. So did you just assume a gender at the beginning of that? Oh, no, whoa. I'm saying if you identify as a woman, you can identify as any gender. And you're like, listen, pussy, go to your fucking room before I put a baseball bat in your teeth. And you're like, well, you're just rude. And I will go there because I want to go there. Yeah, that's right, you little faggot. You go to your fucking room. It is difficult to fucking... It's difficult to wake up and really physically want to be here. It's getting harder and harder. The people are getting dumber and dumber. Like, this is just testing grounds of, like, how stupid you can possibly make people. And they're winning, man. Holy shit. We got it pretty easy up here. It's a good life. Don't get me wrong. It's not a horrible life. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people are dumb. I'm not sitting here bitching, if you don't like it, move. I'm trying. If there's an American whore willing to spread her gap and fake a pregnancy or even get knocked up and say it's mine, I don't care. Because remember, I got the stab. I got the jab, so the sack don't work. I ain't shooting fucking hot loads. Plus, I don't think I had a hot load, I had like chlamydia for like 4 or 5 months one time and didn't even know I had it. And then I believe like that shit'll make you sterile, if I'm correct. Or for females. Haven't brushed up on the Wikipedia page on having chlamydia, but I'm 90% sure that it really affects your sperm count. So I don't think I'm shooting some fucking live loads out here. And, Pfizer really killed the last of them, which I'm perfectly fine with. This world is going to be a shit show in the next 10 years, and I'm glad that I have not brought a child in that has to deal with this shit. Oh, God, I can only imagine the things that kids are going to have to deal with. It's insane. It's insane. You got a prime minister doing TikTok dances. How long can you do? I'm like corny fucking, I need a cock for sucking. God knows what's next. Jesus Christ. We're doomed. So if you Americans feel like taking over a country, by all means, load up the guns, get the gats, head up north. It'd take like 16 of you with whatever guns you have in your home, and you could probably own this country. It would be yours. All of us are pussies up here. We would fucking roll over and show our bellies. I got into it with a woman. Actually, I was doing some serious hanging out this weekend. I went to a local bar here in where I live. Average Joe's is the name, in Sherwood Park. I like it there. Great bar, great staff. The one bartender, Chief, he's deadly. Great guy. Enjoy chatting with him when I get the opportunity. I hadn't seen him in a while. And welcome to a little ad read. You want the backlog of all the old Uncle Hack podcast episodes? Well, go to patreon.com/dangercat69. All the old episodes are on there, plus an extra episode every fucking week. That's right. You get 2 episodes a week, plus all the old ones. Backlogged. I think even up to the old Danger Cats podcast episodes are on there. I'll have to double check, but I know a few of them are, and you can get those. So be sure to check out the description down below. You can become a Danger Dong Patreon executive producer. If you're watching this on YouTube, your name will scroll at the ass end of this video. And if you look down in the description down below, because of you being a Danger Dong Patreon, your name is down there being an executive producer to make sure this podcast is still a thing to do. So I appreciate those that do that. You know, unlike you other cheap fucks. All right. Merch. Head to dangercatshop.com. Brand new designs now out. We got the Beaver Liquor design. We got the MILF Slayer design. We have, we did one with some TikTok fucking kid or some shit like that. Give her the cats. The kid that's always saying, give her the cats, Ethan Bangs. He's got a shirt out now with us. And then last but not least, we got a retro design that's pretty sweet. I really like that one. Those have all been released on dangercatshop.com, and if you use the promo code podcast69, you will get 10% off your order today. So be sure to check again down below in the description and smash the link, dangercatshop.com. Get all your Danger Cat shit there, brother. Anyways, back to the episode. Introduced me to some people, and I was sitting there. I'm actually, I'll be dropping, well, today as I'm recording this, I'll be getting interviewed, and you'll see who it is later on. So those listening to the early episode on Patreon, you already know what's coming. But you guys that are getting this on the Thursday, that's right, you could be listening to this on a Tuesday and then have an extra episode right now. Oh, and I'm running an ad as the ad's about to play. There, for those wondering why I clapped on the early episode, because I don't edit the early episodes, that's so I know where to splice that in. But yeah, no, I got an interview today. What else was going on? Oh, right. I'm sitting there and I'm chatting with this woman's friend, right? And she's like, yeah, if something bad happens, we're going to fucking rise up. I said, are you out of your mind? No one in this country has a sack to go to war. It's easy for you to say because you're sitting there with your gash and your tits hoping to God that some men show up. But no. You don't just get a fucking, reap the benefits. Your father went to fucking war, right? Your father or your grandpa, whichever one. She seemed like an older woman. I would go with father. It'd probably be grandpa. Grandpa went to war so that way you can fucking rub your pussy in a bar. Okay, and sit here and spew the garbage that you think is going to happen. You think that you're going to slap your titties around and go fucking squirt gun those suckers at fucking terrorists? God, no. You ain't going to stand up to the government. You ain't going to do shit, okay, you big talker? Because when push comes to shove, you pussy, everybody keels over. You want to know what I've been hearing for the past 5 years? I'll tell you. I don't know, Hack. Why don't you tell me? You seem like you're in a mood. I've been hearing this. I wish I could say what you say. So if that's the case, if most people are wishing that they could say what I say without the fear of losing their job, what makes you think somebody's going to pick up a fucking gun and defend this place? You're out of your mind. We don't even defend free speech. And you think you're going to defend the country? It's already too late, lady. Your little thoughts that you have running around in your head, you're also fucking hammered off 9 bulldogs and 3 shots of fucking Fireball. You're over here feeling like the revolution's going to fire up in the parking lot of Average Joe's. Settle the fuck down. It ain't happening. We all know that you're going to go home, half snapped, flick your bean on the couch to Golden Girls, wishing that you lived the life they did, and have a snooze, wake up, and hopefully fucking pray to God that there's some leftovers in the fridge to fill your fat ass up so you can go out and try to find a mate for the evening, okay? You're hoping to God to get that pussy stretched out. But here you sit trying to defend this country's honor when you don't even own a fucking gun, okay? Jesus Christ. Maybe I am annoyed today. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm a little annoyed today. Maybe I'm a little fired up, lads. Maybe I'm a little fired up. But that's the thing. These loudmouth bitches are always the first ones to like, hey, you should shovel the driveway. It starts there, right? It always starts there. It's always, hey, can you take out the garbage for me? And the next thing you know, they're asking you, can you take a bullet for me so that way I can stay safely on my couch and rub my fucking pussy? Oh, and by the way, you can watch for $6.99 a month. And before you start coming at me, I'm all for a little sex work, right? I've never once said that I'm against sex work. I'm all for it. I think you should be able to do whatever the hell you want. But when it comes at the freedoms, you should know where it comes from at least, you know? Some guy with testosterone pumping through his goddamn body decided that he should go to boot camp. He should go to boot camp, basic training. He got in shape. He wanted to kill something, and a lot of it. And he was going over to make sure that freedom was fucking never spared in this country. We want every ounce of it, even though we don't have any of it. And he packed his bags, and he went and shot fucking whoever, whenever, whatever, at any time, anywhere. Wherever you send me, I'm ready to go, you know? And meanwhile, you have these idiots back here that can't even, you know, speak their mind because they're afraid to lose their job. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. That's the pulse I'm getting out there, fellas. It's hilarious. I wish I could say what you say. You can. You just need a fucking set of stones between your legs. It's not that hard. Open your mouth. Make some sounds. Oh, I'd love to say what you say. Do it. What are they going to do? If enough of you fucking start speaking like that, what are they going to do? Fire everybody? That's the thing that we don't understand up here. In America, if you told somebody that you don't have the freedom of speech, you don't have the freedom to own guns, shit would hit the fan. Shit would hit the fucking fan. That don't up here. We're like, oh, really? We're gonna do that? Okay, yeah, no, I won't say that. That's why I've been letting some of these words that are deemed cancelable. Cancelable is that could get me canceled? Fly. I want to. It's not that I'm using it in malicious intent. Faggot, like the word faggot. Sure, if you want to be upset about the word, be upset. That's fine. That's up to you. But it's my right and my freedoms to fucking say it. It's freedom of expression in this country. That's what it's called. And if I want to express myself in this certain way, you should be able to express yourself. And nobody wants to fucking stand up and give their balls a fucking shake. Make sure there's something still in there. Make sure that sack hasn't deflated. You know? It's a fucking joke. A little bit of a serious episode today. Well, let's funny it up. Let's get into the funny. So I was sitting there thinking to myself, right? Oh, you usually do this hack. You're always sitting around thinking to yourself, do you have any friends that, want to hang out with you? Obviously not. Obviously not. But we're sitting there and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, there's always that girl. You always run into one of these girls, right? That calls themselves the black sheep. I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm the black sheep of the family. Yeah, every time I show up, I'm the black sheep. It's like, listen, just because you got 3 blossoms tattooed on your shoulder, you drink twisted teas every fucking weekend and have box braids weaved into your head, doesn't just make you some sort of instant badass, right? I'm the black sheep. I drink White Claws every now and then. I'm the black sheep. I'm the black sheep. Look at me. No, my family doesn't like me. What kind of you know what? My whole family is like filled to the brim with black sheep. The outsider are usually the white sheep, you know, like the ones that are straight-laced, and we're looking at them like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, for instance, my sister on my dad's side is the first one ever in the whole family to graduate from university. The first one out of, like, I don't know how many goddamn people. First one to graduate from university. That's what we're dealing with over there. On my mom's side, she's also the first one to graduate from university, okay? And then there's me. The one that was fueled to the brim with cocaine, hammered every weekend, sometimes on weekdays. We would let it buck. Oh, he decided that he wants to go and fight men inside of a cage. Black sheep? My whole family's filled, like the cup is overflowing. The pot is fucking boiling over with mental illness. There's not a normal one in there, you know? There's not a normal one in there. You think your family is fucked up. If I plucked you and threw you into the mix, you'd look at me like, what the fuck is this? How is every day Jerry Springer? How is that? Steve Wilkos is over here trying to, you know, break it up because somebody had a few too many drinks and wanted to remind somebody about that they didn't forget something in the past. Few too many drinks. I know a lot of families are like that. I'm like trying to separate myself and be cool. Look at me. We're like the black sheep family of like all the black sheep families. That's why we're black queers. That's so funny. My last name is Black Queer. God, my grandpa boy named sued us. That's the funniest part is he picked the last name, right? So it was like his grandma's, grandma or mom's maiden name. And that's what you went with? Jesus Christ. And when I say I'm not from a strong bloodline of thinkers, this is what I'm saying. Like grandpa, God bless him, not God rest his soul. God bless him. God bless him. He's still alive. He's still with us. You know, that's the legend that brought the hooker to Thanksgiving dinner. And I know a lot of you don't believe that ever happened, and I will get him on the show one day before he fucking decides to kick the bucket, and we're going to discuss some things that he did in his life because, my God almighty, that man has done it. That guy has lived. He has went above and beyond to make sure that he's had an exciting life, and that needs to be said on this goddamn show. We need to talk to that guy. Loves hookers, loves getting hammered, loves getting fucking completely fucked up. He was telling me one time he couldn't find weed in Toronto in like the early 90s, so he bought crack. Yeah, he bought crack. And he smoked crack, and he was pissed off because it didn't do anything. Now, I don't know if he smoked it correctly or what he did, but he most certainly smoked crack because he couldn't find weed, all right? He's got some of the funniest fucking stories you could ever hear. One time he was telling me the old boy was in Mexico, right? Took his father-in-law with him to Mexico and forced the father-in-law to fuck hookers with him. He took him to a brothel or some shit. That's the kind of guy, that's the bloodline I'm from, all right? So next time Stephanie tells me, I'm a black sheep, listen, my grandpa will probably offer you some money to blow him behind the garden shed if we go over for Easter dinner, all right? That's the family I'm from, so don't sit here and talk about black sheep, okay? We're out here pretty much borderline retarded walking around. Like, the government looks at us as like, wow, these peoples can breed? They can figure out what hole to fuck? Christ. I like talking to those types of girls, and I don't give them anything. You know what I mean? Those are the conversations that are the funnest because you know yourself very well, right? And usually, like, not too often I come across somebody that, like, really blows me away with how wild they are and shit. I mean, when there's, like, somebody with an aggressive nature and they're very violent, I like to, I don't know, I just let them be them. I don't want to fucking wake that up. I don't feel like dealing with it. I'm old. I'm getting old. I don't feel like getting into wrestling matches all the time, you know? it gets old. Like when you're going out to fucking fight all the time, I get over it. 4 years ago, I would have loved to have a right-hand man with me that would love to punch people in the face, but I'm just not there anymore. I don't know if I've lost it. It's not that I'm not aggressive or anything, when I go out, I just don't feel like dealing with that type of drama, and fucking nobody wants to square up no more. Nobody wants to square up with you. You might wear one from left field. You don't know what's going to happen. So street fighting to me is kind of stupid now. There's always 6 guys jumping around like fucking little baboons, like fucking screaming and yelling, fight! And then they get so excited, they feel like they need to involve themselves. And next thing you know, you're getting punted in the skull because you're getting into a little bit of an MMA match. You get wrestling. You're trying to take them down off of the wall of your local establishment in the back alley. You got him against the fence. You're looking to pick that ankle, and next thing you know, you're wearing a boot to the fucking chin, seeing what the sky looks like from your back. I'm not really into that. I don't know if I want to involve myself in any sort of street altercations anymore. Call me a pussy if you will, but it just seems like, I don't know. I think it's an older thing. As you get older, you start to realize like some of that shit is kind of stupid, It kind of gets old. Plus, as a dude, when you get older, every now and then you might feel a little amped up. Like during that pandemic, man, I was praying something would happen, Give me a reason. I don't want to be the guy to start it, but give me a reason to go and be a little aggressive. I'm not saying we need to go into a street fight or anything, but just a reason to be a little aggressive. That's all I'm saying. I'm just out here trying to get into an argument. That's all. So I can release my inner frustrations. Being locked down is kind of fucking shitty, if we're being honest. I don't think anybody really had a good time. I'm not saying that I want to go back to it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that during it, you were hoping that you'd kind of do some shit. You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of put yourself out there and like you're praying somebody say something. And maybe that energy didn't attract that. Because if you're putting it out there, like you can read a room. Anybody with a brain can read a room and they look at somebody and be like, that guy's looking for a fight. You can see it. Every time at a bar, you see a guy and he's just looking for anybody. He's scanning the room. And if anybody gives him eye contact, fuck you. And you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, you fucking want some? You want some? We've all witnessed this go down. The one guy scanning the room, right? He's looking up, down. He's looking for any set of eyes that gives him something. And like, if somebody gives him a look, like, what is this guy doing? Fuck you. Then it's on, right? Now that guy's put in a position. Do I punch out the drunk guy? Do I be that guy? But you can see that. You witness it. You look right at him and you're like, oh shit, that guy's looking for something. So you kind of, if you want it, you address it. You go up. Hey, you looking for some action? Yep. Okay, let's get it. But as you get older, like I said, during the pandemic, I was looking for some action. I was putting it out there. I was doing the scan in a grocery store because the bars weren't open. I'm looking in the cucumber aisle, and I'm like looking at a single dad and be like, you want to get laid out in front of your fucking son? And then he grabbed a cantaloupe, busts me over the head. It looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin and Booker T when they were in the grocery store. You remember that? Full on anarchy. Me and him, I took a box of Ritz, boom, over the fucking skull. He's like, oh, fuck, oh, shit. He grabs the goddamn can of corn, puts it right in my guts, boom, over the back, bam, here we are. And then a suplex right into the chicken. Right into the cooler of chicken. Bam. Oh, no. Jesus Christ. You hear JR in the background. Stop the damn match. They're wasting all the food. Ethiopians are starving. Ethiopians are starving in Booker T. We got Uncle Hack and a single dad out here going neck to neck. The kids are crying in the cart. They're actually left still in the cantaloupe aisle. And these guys are all the way over in the milk section. He just took a 2-liter to the chin. 2 liter of 2% right to the goddamn skull. Somebody get in there and knock this off. Jesus Christ. You know, that's where I was at. And then once the world opened up, once I got a taste for like where the pulse was, everybody's calmed down. We're good. We're having a good time again. Yeah. And it's out of my system. I got it out of my system. I'm happy again. We're out here trying to make some people laugh. Got some events coming. I can relax again. I don't gotta worry about, I don't gotta worry about taking some sugar Chris to the forehead. And then next thing you know, we're in the shampoo aisle. He's dishing me up. He puts soap in my eyes. I'm blinded for a little bit. He hits me with a stunner. Bam. Oh, fuck. I'm out cold. I'm out cold. Am I going to recover in time? Can I kick out of this fucking pin? Boom. Oh, he gets a 2 count on Hack. Hacks back up. Look at this. Holy shit. They're in the toilet paper aisle. He's going to fucking throw him. Bam. Right into it. Holy shit. These guys are going at it. You imagine that? I'd love to see a fist fight in a grocery store. I don't want to be, like I said, it's not that I've turned into a pussy. I just don't feel like dealing with it no more. I'm getting a little tired. I'm tired all the time. I don't know what it is. I hit 30 and I'm tired all the time. All the time. I'm not even hungover anymore. Look at me. I look like I relapse every fucking day. I got bags under my eyes. I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm trying to get a good night's rest. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm eating clean. You know what I mean? I'm off the sauce for a little bit here, trying to get it back together. No more drugs, no more drinking. I fucking jewel. That's it. That's my saving grace. I tried kicking the vaping. I did. I tried kicking the vaping. But I needed something. I can't go straight clean. It like completely off everything. What? God almighty. That's how people commit suicide. You know? Be walking out in the street one day and then you see a bridge and you're like, I should jump off that. All because you just don't have a vice. You know, some people need a drinky poo at nighttime or a spliff before they fucking kick their feet up for the evening. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I would never, ever, ever judge anybody that listens to this podcast. Okay? I get it. And I'm not trying to be like, I put myself on a pedestal. If I quit drinking, you need to quit drinking. No. You know how fun that shit is? You know how fun that shit is? When that first beer hits your lips, right? And it goes down right into your gullet, and that coolness of the first beer, especially on an empty stomach. You ever when you're drinking on an empty stomach, the best feeling on the planet, you take that sip of beer, first beer, and you can feel the chilly suds rolling down all the way through your system. And it just puts this sensation through your body, and you're like, oh, God, that felt good. That feels nice. I like that. Right? We've all felt that. The first drink. I'm not really a big stoner. I can't get really into the weed. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. You know what I mean? I don't like smoking it because it fucks me up like way too much. I feel weird. It takes a while to get used to too, you know? It's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing to like change from, you know? Like a good buzz, not being actually, I'm lying. I love being shit-faced. Nothing more fun on this planet to me than complete blackout drunk. But the problem is I make a fool out of myself, you know? I can't rein it in enough to not act like a complete jackass out in public. And since like this shit's kind of popped off, this isn't an ego coming out. Now too many people know me. When nobody knew me, it was fucking awesome. I would just go out and be a shithead, get thrown out of bars, have a fucking great time. Great time. I remember middle of downtown Edmonton, I was at one of those bars on Jasper Ave. One of my buddies looked and he goes, are you smoking? Yeah. It was a fancy joint. Just fired up a jet. And he goes, are you out of your mind? No. I wanted to smoke. And he goes, oh, Jesus Christ, this is why small town kids shouldn't move to the city. You don't understand the rules here. I was like, well, maybe you pussies need to start fucking breaking the rules a little bit, you know? Maybe let's push the envelope a little bit. This is why you guys get your asses kicked by idiots like me, skinny retards like me show up, and we start, you know, putting some kinks in the system. We start bending some rules a little bit. And you guys don't like that because you like to follow the rules. You want to be let in your fancy little club where we don't care. We don't give a shit. There's 3 bars in my hometown, right? There's 3 bars that everybody goes to. So if you got kicked out of one, you're only kicked out for the night usually. Or they might bar you. They'll say, we barred you for life. You can't come back here ever again. Don't you ever show your face here. And usually in about a week and a half, you can roll back in and have a chat with the manager and be like, listen, I had a few too many. What do you want me to do? I had a couple fucking drinks, got away on me. And yeah, so what? So what? I decided to throw a beer bottle at the brand you brought in from the city. They sucked. What do you want me to do? They were brutal. I can't believe you'd pay them to show up. They're awful. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing you would do that. And you flip it back on them, and then they start thinking about it, and they're like, yeah, you know what? You're kind of right. All right. You can come back Saturday. Friday night, I don't need you in here both nights. And you're like, all right, fine. All right. Okay. Saturday night, I'll see you here. I'm coming in for a couple drinks. Don't bring in another shitty band. Let's not do that again. Let's not make that mistake, right? Let's not make that mistake. Don't need you guys waking up a demon inside of me again. And I got to throw a Coors Light past the fucking basis, right past his goddamn skull. Get thrown out of here again. I don't want to go drinking at the other places, you know? It was so funny because there was 2 brothers I used to hang out with. I'm not going to say their names, but they were hilarious. Both of them were a little bit of shitheads. I was a shithead, so we all got along, right? All the time, at the time, there was a bar called the Oilman's in my small town, right? Everybody usually went to the Oilman's. Friday, Saturday night. She'd get a little spicy in there sometimes, and sometimes it would be completely fucking dead. You never knew. But the nights that it was a good night, she was hopping. You had yourself a fantastic time in there. And all the time, either one of them was always barred from that bar, so we could never go there. So we always went to the shitty karaoke bar because they let anybody in there do anything they wanted. I watched a guy one night, one of my friends, we called it Packed Palace. The Palace Hotel was the name of this place, right? And all of us would get in there, we'd have a good time, and all of a sudden we'd get a little full. We're a little out of control at this point, you know? And I watched one guy sit there. He was drinking whiskey shorts, the old whiskey short train. And he would, after he's done, he'd take the glass and he'd throw it against the wall, shatter everywhere. And that was usually the signal where the barmaid would bring over another one. Didn't even kick him out. He was smashing them everywhere. Smashed 6 of them. And finally they're like, okay, you got to pay for those glasses. And he was like, not a problem. That was it. That was it. You did that in the city. You're getting beat up by like 9 bouncers, 6'5", thrown out in the street, wearing a goddamn military boot in your ass. And then you got to get an Uber back to wherever the hell you're staying, and you don't know where the fuck you are. Small town kids in the big city having a good time. It's like that everywhere. You get a good group of small town kids running wild in the fucking city. Whoo, this bitch will get turned upside down. And you love to see it. You love to see it. I love seeing those old redneck boys, those small town boys come into a city because they're always, you can sense it. You can see it in their eyes. You know when you see the kid that's looking around in the bar for trouble, he's like looking around for that fight. There's a look on these small town kids. It's mischievous. You can see it. There's a little demon sitting in the back of his, like on his shoulder. You know how there's like the good and evil? There's 2 evil sons of bitches sitting on his shoulder. And he's looking for sniz. He's looking for booze. He's looking for everything. He's in the big city. He's going to do some big city shit while still being a small town kid. It's just the way things go. You know? Not too many people sit here and think about this type of shit, right? But I'm putting it out in the airwaves. Blue-collar guys understand because they have that sense of hard work, achieving something. You know what I mean? You bust your ass. So you guys get it as well. You know, there's like, I use small town because it's usually like a blue-collar individual that comes to the city. But these blue-collar guys, when they get released into the wild, you know, you cage that animal up long enough and you're on the job site, you had a shitty week, and then you decide that 9 of you, like 9 of your buddies and yourself are going to go and tear up the city and you're going to have yourself a fabulous time. Holy. Half the time, the city doesn't know what hit them. You flipped it upside down, and I know, like, oh, this city doesn't know. Yeah, like we haven't had 9 fucking retards running wild in here. Yeah, but that's for tourist locations. When you get into a city like Edmonton, nobody's, like, packing their bags and coming to Edmonton, okay? Except for small-town people. Well, they got the big mall. Let's go check out the big mall. Does the big mall got a few bars? You're goddamn right, Bobby. But that's the gist of it. You see these small town fellas come up and they have a grin on their face. You know what I mean? You're not going to the same local watering hole with the same 3 Giselles that show up there and get fucked by the same group of guys every Friday. You know, you got new pickings. There's new species to look at. Oh, there's a blonde Asian. I have never seen a blonde Asian. I've never seen a blonde Asian. There's no blonde Asians in Hardesty. There's no blonde Asians in Tabor. You know what I mean? You come up to the city, and the girls, they don't wear bras in the city. So then you're really fucking, wow, my noodles everywhere. I don't know what to think. You're spinning out of control. Then you look at the flamboyant fucking hype boys over in the corner, and you're like, I should beat the shit out of them. But then you, like, pan over to his old lady, who's a rocket. And you're like, I could beat the shit out of him and fuck her. And you get all these weird ideas in your head because, you know, the lights, the fucking club. There's no clubs in small towns. Like I said, we go to a karaoke bar. You know how fucking insane you'd have to be to go to a karaoke bar in the city? Weirdos go to karaoke bars in the city that think that they didn't get their chance on America's Got Talent. And this is their calling. They show up every Friday, Saturday. They have their set list. They get up there. They're a local. They're like a local bar star to this joint. Everybody knows them. They get up. They sing this, hey, Jimmy, you going to get up? The karaoke bar's got a weird feel to them, especially in the city. It's like a group of 7 people that think they can sing. They're just good enough to pass. You know, they're like a C+. They're never getting a record deal, but you're usually hammered enough to think that they're good. But if you heard it sober, you'd think twice. You would if you heard it sober. Like, you go into that bar hammered and listen to somebody sing that you think is good, and then the next following weekend just have a few drinks. Don't get so shit-faced, then listen to him and be like, oh boy. It was so fucking funny. We were playing in this hockey tournament, and they brought a band in. Everybody thought the band was great. First off, this hockey tournament is in Tabor. It's called the Tabor 4-on-4, the legendary tournament that happens down there. It's one of the greatest tournaments you can possibly play in. If you're a hockey player and you want to take the boys on a trip into a tournament that is nothing but strictly fun, this is the one, all right? It's a bunch of junior guys that just closed out their season. They don't give a shit about playing any sort of aggressive, like they're supposed to be gearing up for the playoffs. They don't give a shit. This is all for fun. And everybody there is there to pound booze and hang out with the fellas. There's been some rough shit on the ice, but it usually closes out by the time we all get to the fucking pub. Like one year, I brought a group of guys down from Edmonton, and one guy got his ass kicked by the ref because he just couldn't cool it. That's the kind of tournament. And then afterwards, they're best friends. That's the tournament that we're dealing with here. But anyways, what I was saying, everybody's so drunk by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then there's a bar, the Oilmans, like I was talking about, has a band that will come in and play, right? And the band that they had was not very good. But everybody was so fucking drunk that they thought it was they were having the best time ever. They're playing Lady Gaga covers. And if you get a good group of like the fun hockey players, not the duds and the weirdos, the ones that fucking wheel broads, wheel snipes, I'm talking about the third line guys. The ones that love to just pound booze and they fucking have a good time. Those guys are the best types, right? The retards. I hang around the retards. I don't like the ones that take it too serious. So these guys all show up to this place. We're dancing, having a good time. My cousin Hooven, he's like, yeah, you know, fucking, I can't remember the name of the band. They're like, yeah, fuck, I'm going to go watch them play. They're playing again Sunday night. I'm going to go check them out. You should come with. I said, no, not a chance. I'm fucking hungover. I'm done. I'm tapped out. I'm fucking calling it a weekend. He goes down there. He calls me. Yeah, good thing you didn't come down. This band is fucking awful. They are fucking brutal. He's like, we must have been the drunkest man on the planet. And I said, Hooven, we were the drunkest man on the planet. There was a whole goddamn bar full of these guys that were the drunkest man on the planet. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? You could have put William Hung up there with a ukulele and the boys would have had a good time. You know? She-bang, she-bang. You could put that guy up. You remember him? You remember him on American Idol? What's that guy doing? Wonder if he wants to. He should be the band that closes out. We should see if William Hung wants to tour with us when we do our comedy, and he'll be the closing band. You imagine that? Imagine that guy close it out. Or that pineapple pen guy, whatever his name is. One of these Korean fucking pop stars that shouldn't be a pop star. That was just like kind of, we made them popular because of like something funny. You know, we should get one of those guys to tour with us. How awesome would that be? Or that Gangnam Style guy. What was his name? Like Psy or something like that? We should get him to come with us. You know how fun that would be? You know how fucking fun that would be? God almighty. I feel like this was we didn't have a fan question. Sorry. I didn't, I don't think anybody sent me anything this week. I didn't get anything good that I seen anyways. There was probably something in the DMs. I got to do a better job at checking. No fan question today. So if you do have a fan question, please, sex, relationships, drinking, you know. Last week we covered the stags. We covered the stags last weekend. That was a good one. I feel like that guy had a good, honest, thought-out question. I get these ones and be like, Uncle Hack, what do you think about this? And it's like a small run-on sentence that leads nowhere. I've probably answered it in some way or I guess like most of these questions I've answered in some fashion. But if you have like a good, honest question, we'll keep it anonymous. We don't got to fucking say anything. We should, I'm trying to figure out the whole, how to like save voicemails. And then I'll somehow, I'm working on trying to find somebody that'll come and give me a hand with all this shit. Cause as you can see, I'm tech just enough to get me here. Okay. I'm tech just enough to get me here. Now, to take this next level, I need somebody smarter. And I just don't have the time to learn all this shit. Besides the comedy and besides doing the podcast and then running the brand on the side, my days are full, okay? Bad news, if you got it, if you got this far, this week I'm going for surgery. Yeah, this big fucking lump that's been on side of my face, I'm getting that removed. It's a fat deposit. I finally went and did all the tests and all that shit. They said that it's not cancerous, but I am getting it removed on Thursday. So when this episode drops, I will be more than likely in surgery Next weekend next week, sorry, there's no episode. But if you want more episodes of the Uncle Hack podcast, the backlog of everything is on Patreon. All the old episodes is some of the right up like from the first episode of the Uncle Hack podcast all the way to current, plus extra episode every week. I don't know when I started doing the extra episode. You know, that was kind of just an added thing. We just started doing it. But yeah, there's even some older episodes from beyond that. So if you're looking for a backlog of a bunch of shit to listen to while I'm out of commission for a week, there it is. The Patreon. It's like $5 a month. Throw a fucking guy a bone here. You know what I mean? That's yeah, that's it. It is what it is. We're doing what we got to do to get myself healthy. And then come August, it's a big month in August. I got some big news. I got some comedy venues. I'll tell you the cities, Edmonton and Fort Mac. There's no ticket links or anything quite yet, but we are doing an event in Edmonton and Fort Mac. August 20th will be in Edmonton, more than likely. I shouldn't even be saying that right now, but August, because it's not a lock, we're still working on some details, but more than likely August 20th here in Edmonton. August 21st is a for sure in Fort McMurray. That one is a for sure. So if you are in Fort Mac August 21st, by all means, pay attention to all the pages. We'll be dropping very soon where you can get tickets, how you can get tickets, where it's going to be, where the after party is, and all that other jazz. So we got a couple stand-up events plus some other shit going on. But yeah, next week I'll be out of commission. I'll be getting my face ripped open Thursday, and then I'm just going to spend a little time to recover, hang out, and then it's full bore again, you know? We're going to get after it. We're back in the mix. We're back on the grind. We're back out here trying to make it work, you know, trying to be a somebody. I'm just out here trying to be a somebody, Dad. Just love me for who I am. But anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for tuning into the Uncle Hack podcast. We love and appreciate all of you. You know, every week this gets, I think, a little better. My voice is very raspy today, so I don't know what's going on there. I think because when I was yelling doing that dumb fucking TikTok, I fucked myself up. But thank you again for tuning in to another episode of the Uncle Hack podcast, and we'll see you in a couple weeks' time. And like I said, if you want some extra episodes, be sure to check out the Patreon. All the backlog of all the old episodes is on there, and it's like $5 a month. So I think there's like 20 episodes total on the Spotify and the iTunes, I think. I'm not quite sure, but whatever it is, I know that the backlog of everything is on Patreon. So if you want some old episodes, you want the whole kit and caboodle, baby, then you know what? You're going to have to pay to play a little bit here. Sorry, guys. That's the way it goes. I'm trying to fucking retire young, okay? I'm trying to retire young. And thank you.